Hi allesammans! Hi everyone. Hope you're all doing well today and that you're ready to learn some more Norwegian. Og at dere er klar til å lære litt mer norsk. I dag tenkte jeg at vi skulle snakke om pronomen som viser eiendom. Possessive pronouns. Today I thought we would talk about possessive pronouns. But I did that yesterday too, but today I'm going to focus on sin, si, sitt, and sine. So I will write them in the chat box here. Sin, si, sitt, sine. There we go. There we have them. And when you use these, they do show that a person owns them in the third person singular or then in the third person plural. But they, like I said yesterday, they cannot go to the subject in the sentence. They have to go to the object. So the object in the sentence owns them. Okay, I'll give you some examples. Before I give you the examples, though, I just want to say sin goes with masculine. If the noun is masculine. Si goes with feminine if the noun is feminine. And sitt is for neuter if the noun is neuter. And sine would be plural, so then it doesn't matter the gender. It can be masculine, feminine, neuter. So you always use sine for plural. So this is referring to the person who owns the item that you're talking about. Okay, so let me give you some examples. For example, if I write han ser på bilen sin. So there you can see that I used it in a sentence. And if you look at the sentence, han ser. So han is the subject, right, in the sentence. And it's his car. And the car is part of the object. So that's why I can use sin. And bilen is in the definite form, the car. And I have to use sin there because a bil is masculine. So it doesn't, the gender doesn't go by who owns it, but the thing that they own, the gender of that thing that they own. So bil is en bil, so that is masculine. So that's why I would use bilen sin. Okay, now, for example, if it's a feminine word, noun that they own, I would use si. So here I'll show you an example. Han ser på klokka si. Okay, so now I'm using the feminine word si because klokke, ei klokke is feminine. So now I would use that. Now, if it's neuter, the thing that they own, then I would use sitt. I'm just going to keep it han. And if you don't know what that means, han ser, it means he looks at, right? So han ser på bilen sin, he looks at his car. Han ser på klokka si, he looks at his clock. And let me see, just do a neuter one. Let me see here. Han ser på huset sitt. So now we're going to do huset sitt, his house. So that's neuter. Et hus is neuter. So we're going to have to use sitt. And then for plural, han ser på bilene sine. Okay, so now I'm using the plural. And I know I just got a comment here that it's difficult sometimes to know the difference between using sin and hans and hennes. And that can be confusing. So I'm going to give you some examples, write some examples as well of when you would use sin versus hans, hennes. Okay. For example, I cannot write this. Let me see. Let me say bilen sin er I garasjen. Let's put that. So this is a wrong sentence. You cannot put bilen sin er I garasjen because sin cannot go to the subject in the sentence. Okay. So here we're actually going to have to use hans because you want to use hans for the subject part of the sentence. So bilen hans er I garasjen. Okay, so there we have an example of how where I would put hans instead of sin. Okay, so don't put bilen sin, but use bilen hans. Again, the reason is because Sin has to go to the object, and bilen in the sentence is the subject, so you have to use hans. Okay, so that's very important to remember when you're working with hans, hennes, deres, sin, sitt, sine. Let me just give you another example where we can have both of these. Okay. Okay, so there I'm using both of them. I'm using Hans and sin in the same sentence. And here, if I'm reading this, familjen Hans ser på gården sin. And so it's his family. But here we have gården, which is his family look at their farm. Okay, so I'm using sin with gården because whose farm is it? Is this the family's farm? So, and it sin goes now to the object. So the farm is the object. And so now I can use sin because I'm referring, it's the family's farm. So now we know it's their farm. So if I had written this, ser på gården Hans. If I write this, oh, I wrote family wrong. Okay, I'll write that again. Familjen ser på gården Hans. Okay, so look away from how I spelled familjen at first. But anyway, if I write this, and I see I put an H in front of gården, but that's okay. It's not supposed to be there. If I write familjen ser på gården Hans, what I'm saying here is that the family is looking at his farm, not their farm, but his farm. So when you're using sin and sit and sine and see in the object, I mean, when you're using it, you have to use it to the object to show that that object is owned by who. But when you're referring to, and it's in the subject form of a sentence, you're going to use hans, hennes, deres for the third person plural. So I don't know if this makes it less confusing or not. I know it can be hard, but it's just practicing it over and over again. I'm just going to write one more sentence where you can see both of them in there. Okay. I'm going to use okay, so here we have another one where I'm using someone katta hennes är i garagen. So we know it's her cat, right? And the cat is in the garage. Okay, so here as just another example. Okay. Here we have another example. So, and it is hun hente katten sin i garagen. And now I'm using sin. So because we know it's her cat, and its sin goes to the cat, which is the object. So I would use sin. Now, cat it is feminine. So I could say katta si if I wanted to. But a lot of feminine words, you can use the masculine article for that as well. So you can either say hun hente katten sin or hun hente katta si i garagen. So that's just a little bit more about using sin, si, sit, sine versus using hans, hennes. I know this is a hard concept and to kind of get it 100%, but I'm hoping this will help and that you have a good day. Ha det. Bye.